Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams, and life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart?
The playhouse in the backyard.
Oh boy, I think probably playing in the yard across the street where they had huge chestnut trees, and they used to, the horse chestnuts would fall off the trees and my friend and I would gather them. We also played croquet in there too.
I guess Christmas time.
Okay. What about it?
Well, we used to go to bed and then they would get us up because our grandmother and our uncle and his lady friend would come over, and then we would come down and we would open our presents Christmas Eve. So it was family get-together, I guess.
I think our playhouse we had in the backyard.
Well, family get-togethers, they always tickled me. And the way Daddy used to take the kids to play ball, no matter how little they were. And they really enjoyed that.
Oh, them all playing quoits, all the men playing quoits, and your father taking us over to the schoolyard.
Well, I remember 1976. It was the tricentennial, and Terry took charge of that, really. And Roy was there playing the tuba, and we had a really good time. I think the one, what was it, 1976, when we had the parade, and Roy played the tuba, and Terry marched with the flag. And probably the American Patrol. Milk truck, that was our playhouse.
Okay.
It's a castina milk truck body. And we used to play in there. And I remember one day, this girl that lived up the street, she brought lace curtains to put up. Then she got mad because something happened, so she took all the curtains down and went home. But one day that would be a restaurant. Another day it would be an apartment. And then we would go across the lot to my grandmother's house. It had a swing that was, I don't know what you call them. The seats face each other and you go back and forth. And that would be like a train.
Well, the milk house, or milk car playhouse was nice, but I was kind of young to really enjoy it as much as my older sisters did. But it was fun. It was nice to be able to go in there and make believe you were anywhere you wanted to be. And who lived on the block? Aunt Mary and Uncle Johnny lived next door. And then next to them were the Stokers, the Philmans, and the Webbers.
The inside were sliding doors, and we used to pretend that was a chalkboard, the right on it, you know, and like Uncle Johnny Vaughan and Aunt Mary, and then next door was Stokers, and then Webbers.
Well, the neighborhood kids played in with us. And it was an old milk truck. Had sliding door on the side and the glass windshield in the front. And we had a table and chairs and a blackboard in there. Played all kind of games in there. Sure. It wasn't me.
So, who was it? If so, who was it?
I think it was Mary. No, I don't.
My mother did. But not that it bothered us. We just accepted the fact. And I think I don't know, when I was born, my mother said that the doctor said, well, here's spark plug, meaning me. And my mother said something about it being a girl, and he said, oh, but she's keen. So I think my father and I got along pretty good.
No, I don't.
The songs of the time, you know, Ink Spots and Tommy Dorsey. I liked You'll Never Know.
You'll never know if you don't know now. You went away and my heart went with you. I speak your name in my every prayer. If there is some...
Oh yeah, we had a few dogs growing up.
Oh,
The last one was Torchy, I guess. And she was a Pekingese and Pomeranian. And we had, oh gosh, I can't remember. Isn't that funny? I know Mary always dragged pets home from someplace.
Oh, I had a dog named Torchy.
okay. Was that the only pet you?
Oh, my mother didn't like dogs very much. We had another one, but I forget her name. But I brought Torchy home. I forget what the other one's name was.
We had a dog, Torchy.
We had a couple dogs. It didn't turn out too well, but we had them for a while.
Okay, what were their names? Dog.
Torchy and Laddie.
When my boyfriend was going overseas, when he couldn't drive, and Mother took us down to the railroad station, and that song came on the radio. I guess it was Till We Meet Again. It was odd that it came on when we were getting out of the car, you know.
Every tear will be a memory, so wait and pray each night for me till we meet again.
Breakout of World War II, of course. Couldn't believe that we were in war and thinking, I hope it's over in a week or so, but it didn't.
Well, the beginning of World War II, I was coming home from the movies with Aunt Hannah, and we heard the news on the radio when we stopped for gas. And she wanted to get right home because we didn't know, she didn't know where Pearl Harbor was, but it sounded scary anyway, so.
Oh, December 7th, when everything was shot down, blown up. My boyfriend was on the USS Franklin, and I had packed a big box of goodies to mail to him, and the USS Franklin was torpedoed and went down.
What was your
And the
boyfriend's name then?
Bill Taylor.
Oh, that was the Bill Taylor?
Yeah,
Wow.
and the box came back after he died,
Oh.
so he never got it.
Well, the election of FDR was won. Well, anything by the Modernaires and all those groups that sang.
Any particular?
Bing Crosby.
You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child. When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the little boys wild. And when it came to winning blue ribbons, you must have shown the other kids how. I can see the judge's eyes as they handed you the prize. I bet you made the cutest bow. Oh, you must have been a beautiful baby, 'cause baby, look at you now.
The oldest, I guess, was Aunt Mary, but the favorite, I think, was Aunt Meal.
Aunt Meal. Amelia Davison.
Okay, what do you remember about?
Oh, she would go to uptown and she'd bring us candy back on Saturdays. Her husband died in the state hospital, you know.
It was probably Aunt Meal, my mother's sister.
And what do you remember about?
Oh, she was just a sweet old lady, funny. My dad to tease her a lot.
My grandmother, my mother's mother, she was little but mighty. She was German. She could not believe that there was anybody like Hitler.
Oh, Mother, definitely. Daddy would never have chastised us.
Well, my mother was strict in a way because she'd stop talking to you if you did something wrong. And she did that even after I got married, but my father would just have to speak. But it was never wait till your father gets home. It was always taken care of. Then
That's where you got
And
it.
she used to save the sticks off of the balloons and sting the back of our legs sometimes.
My mother.
My mother. I've got a bad spanking from my father once for picking my grandmother's strawberry blossoms.
Let's ask this lady right here. Excuse me, ma'am. What do you remember of your mother?
She was really funny. She knew a lot of jokes and she could tell them all the time. And she was a good cook, too. How's that?
That sounds pretty good. What do you remember of your mother?
Of my mother?
Toby was her favorite grandson.
Yeah,
See?
let's see.
I thought I was.
No, just because you got the mic.
I, just that she was a good mother, and I loved her.
What do you remember of your mother?
Well, she was a dirty old lady. She used to have a good time wherever she went.
Did she have a good sense of humor?
Wonderful, just like all her daughters.
What do you remember about your mother?
About my mother?
About your mother?
There is never a day that goes by that I don't quote my mother because she was a very funny lady. I'll tell you. The quote of the day is, "Where the hell's the in-ground pool?"
Can we cut this out of the thing?
Can I leave early to go to bingo? That's the other one.
There's the quote. Let's ask this gentleman right here. What do you remember of your mother-in-law? What do you remember of your mother-in-law?
Only good things.
Boy, we're really going to go with these guys. It's like pulling teeth to get a little information out of it.
Only good things, that's all. Her sense of humor, one thing, Tom. Her sense of humor.
Sense of humor. What do you remember of your mother-in-law?
My mother-in-law? Who's my mother-in-law? Let me go. She was a very nice woman. Very bingo-oriented.
Sense of humor.
Good sense of humor.
That I was honest and caring. That I'm nice.
Okay.
Well, that I enjoyed life and proud of my children and family.
I hope you remember I had a good sense of humor. Kind of sarcastic sometimes.
Alice?
She was always very helpful to me. Evelyn. Oh, she had a really dry sense of humor. Rain was a hellraiser.
Evelyn is a very caring person. Mary is, I guess she's caring, you know, but, and Rain is outspoken.
Alice is always calm and takes things as they come. And Mary is a little outspoken, but Rain is really outspoken. I don't know. I didn't like any of them, actually. Well, Alice is very kind. Mary is good-hearted. And Evelyn is strong.
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed,